Well, you're welcome. To the barber shop. You're welcome. To the barber shop.
It's another big rock and roll show here at Barbershop Podcast, as it is every Wednesday and has been for the previous 191 weeks, this being week 192. Every week, live on Twitch TV. If you're joining us on Twitch TV, thanks for doing so. We do it because we can, 1952 style. Bringing you the very best in live music, original people and musicians, trying to answer that question of who these people are and why do you care? Well, every story is different every week, and you've got to care about at least one of them after 192 weeks. Ryan Cannon, Gary Greenland, so good to have you back this week, as every week. We've got things look a little different tonight.
Yeah,
Eddie, you had a bee in your bonnet for some time, and I'd tried to
for a couple months.
I dissuaded you as much as I could, but finally you would have no more of it.
We flipped the room around. Today's the day.
Today's the day.
Yeah, so hopefully.
So explain your madness to the people.
Well, for people who've been here, it's probably hard to tell on from watching, but the people who've been here know, like, the room was kind of on a diagonal. People were set up in corners. You were in a corner. So what I've done now is just, you're under the window, the band's where you were and across the other wall.
More of a stage setup.
It's more of a stage setup, and it's more of a 90-degree angles, perpendicular.
So if there's like lighting issues and things, this is week one, right? We're trying things out.
You,
cut us some
You're
slack.
the only lighting issue.
I know. I'm dark.
You're very dramatic.
I'm dramatic. I don't screw around. This is like life force stuff, and it is.
And you get a preview of the band in the mirror if people squint.
Yeah, if they squint. If they try hard enough.
We're gonna fix that.
It'll be like, who guess who it is, and well, you probably know who it is.
It's in the chat room. People are watching. 2 people are watching. Let us know in the chat room who you think it is before the intro's done, and you'll win.
I'm sure they know.
Sticker.
All right, we've got live music and recorded music. Quite often people come in here with brand new music, either a sneak peek of something they're recording, and they want us to share with their fans and audience, or something they're about to release. And tonight's guest has that very thing, a CD release tomorrow night at This Ain't Hollywood, 345 James Street North in Hamilton, Ontario, Hamilton's premier live music club. And tonight's guest, Will Gillespie, is in there, and I imagine we'll be rocking this very band. Well, no, you couldn't be rocking this band because you need the world's best sound man to be doing that as well. So you remember Will Gillespie? He came in here solo, played a wonderful set about a year ago, and came in November for the 2-year anniversary show and surprised us all by being a hell of a drummer, as well as coming and playing some songs. And he's got a new CD called Kings of the Summer. He's come back right at the right time. Will Gillespie, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Yeah. It's great to be back. I'm excited to bring these guys with me, and thanks for having me 3 times.
Yeah, you get a smoking jacket now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It's more of a house coat actually.
3-timers club.
We're
Nice.
a ratty house code, actually, but we call it a smoking jacket because it carries with it a certain amount of dignity when you do that. So you've got a new CD, and let's introduce the guys. You've got brothers Nikoloff, David, and Craig, known from, of course, from the Treble Men, and of course Hellbent Rockers, and Doug Smith, multi-instrumentalist. So many. He's got a great voice as well. He's sneaky, and the guy behind the board at This Ain't Hollywood, making it sound great. Why don't you tell us what you've been doing since you were here last year and what you've brought in tonight?
Well, since I was here last year, I've recorded 2 EPs, both of which I brought along, and I'll show you some examples of tunes from each of those. And we're going to play live songs that are on neither of them, that we're going to be playing tomorrow night. To celebrate the release of Kings of the Summer. It's got sort of a golden age of rock and roll feel and sound. It's like a throwback to a throwback, like sort of the 50s by way of the 70s. Anyway, and so, ever since I saw these guys at the Hello Cat Piano open mic, I was like, I would love to play at this room, this ain't Hollywood, and like do a rock and roll show, and that was actually partly inspirational to this record too. It's just
Yeah, and people need to understand that by going out to events like what Lynn Beebe's put together there, and David, you've helped her out many times, building a community of people bringing original music, being supported not only kind of emotionally, but physically on stage by other people who want to play your stuff. And then there's this magical synergy, which we do every year on our anniversary show, where people who maybe never played together get together, play each other's music. These guys definitely hark back to an era. And we've, one of our more popular episodes is when you guys were on with the Hellbent Rockers, and what you're talking about, that golden age of rock and roll. And so you had an idea that was born from an actual location that has now manifested itself into this project.
Yeah, like I wanted to do a show, especially in that room with these guys, because it's very rock and roll, and I've got some of that stuff. And when I wrote the Kings of the Summer, like the whole idea is like it sounds to me, that's what nostalgia in general and teenage freedom and like soft rebellion, it feels like and sounds like.
Okay.
Yeah, rock and roll.
All right. Well, speaking of rock and roll, why don't we have ourselves a little example of it? And we can play some rock and roll. If you're ready to do that, what's your first song? What are you going to play?
This one is going to be called Like It's Stolen. It's actually off the Learning How to Let Go record I brought last time.
Cool.
But
all right. We're going to hear it right here, right now. BarbershopPodcast.com.
For myself, you can have whatever you want with somebody else. I'm going into business for myself. Things be different now that I'm free. The road has opened up in front of me, so things will be different now that I am free. Like it's stolen. All that matters is I'm moving now. Doesn't matter where or why or how. 'Cause all that matters is I'm moving now. I'm running like a dog that broke his chain. Oh, I'm not going to look back again. Running like a dog that broke his chain.
Yeah, that's Will Gillespie, tonight's guest on Barbershop Podcast. I want to give a shout out to our great sponsor over at HamiltonArtists.ca, 627 Main East Unit 102 between Sanford and Burris. It's a brand new location. You might want to check it out on any of the social media sites. They're going to help you out. 627 Main Street East. Funny enough, a place I worked selling insurance back in the day, right beside the Big Brothers. Small world. New location, new store. They print anything on anything. Committed to helping small business artists and musicians promote their market their business. T-shirts, mugs, buttons, banners, anything you need printed. Visit them online. You can create an account. You can get barbershop podcast wear from them. You can get mugs and buttons and hoodies and T-shirts. If you love us, you gotta love HamiltonArtist.ca. They do laser etching. They do custom engraving. If it's getting printed, an image or a message or a word, and you want to put it on something, they're your people. HamiltonArtist.ca. We've got Will Gillespie in the house, and he's brought the, pretty solid band. Now, Dave, you've been at this for a while, as far as him having a vision like this and coming to you and saying, hey, I kind of want to have my songs, and you're a bit of a troubadour. Like the first time you came on here, a bit of a softie, come in, how did you buy into it?
Well, the guitar.
Yeah.
Look at the guitar. It was like, okay. So, it's a family there. It really is.
Yeah.
At Hello Cat Piano and now This Ain't the Open Jam. We've met so many fantastic musicians in this city, and Will Gillespie's one of them. Yeah. So we're along for the ride. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. You got to play with the people, and you give a little bit of yourself, and you get a little bit of someone else. You got to get yourself some of this Kings of Summer. You can get it tomorrow night at This Ain't Hollywood, Thursday, the 14th of July. I got the day and the month right. That's a winning day right there. Will Gillespie will be there. Rockin' show. We're going to play a track off of it. Title track, Kings of Summer. Is it going to start with the video? What's the...
no, Kings of the Summer, it's going to be the recorded song.
The recorded song. Yeah. So let's talk about, obviously, a strong enough song to warrant naming the CD after it. So there was a message within. That's the kind of feeling and attitude that you wanted to take through this, or what's the story of Kings of the Summer? Well,
the title it works for the song, and also sort of the idea of like that body of work, those 5 songs that sort of throwback nostalgic sound, and the idea of like me and my buddies cruising down the back roads of South Porcupine, Schumacher, and Timmins, Ontario. Anyway, back road. Anyway, that's actually what we call it. It's one of 2 roads. And it's the cool one. Anyway, so that's where a lot of this stuff written about in the song Kings of the Summer happened. But then, so I used it as the title track also because like all the songs kind of fit under that Kings of the Summer idea. Like these are... there's some lonely moments in there too. Case in point, the last song, which we're not going to play tonight, but it's sort of another sort of throwback to that point in my life. Anyway, it's more of a modern piece of music, but anyway, so Kings of the Summer, that's me and my buddies, and then like Streetlight is also in that ilk, that vibe, that sort of sound.
Right.
And it sounds like an album title, and
it sounded good, and it kind of captured what you were going after with the whole project.
The project, yeah. And this live show is like, again, goes with the same motif and aesthetic and all that.
There you go. You're going to hear it right now, Kings of the Summer on barbershoppodcast.com.
Kings of the Summer, dreaming in the back lot, 17 years old, on top of the world. My buddies got the color of the wild, we knew we were Kings of the Summer. And every day was Saturday night. We never got caught, we never thought we would, man, we were right. 'Cause every star was shining like a spotlight on the Kings of the Summer, lighting up the city like a firework wherever we go, ripping up the back roads, kicking up gravel, trouble and running wild. We're just a bunch of small town big shots headed for the big time. The kings of the summer. If I don't make it, I can fake it, 'cause I already did. I was a king of the summer back when I was a kid. All we gotta do is get out of here. We're gonna be alright. Kings of the summer. Down on Main Street. Under a streetlight. And every day was Saturday night. We never got caught, we never thought we would, man, we were right. 'Cause every star was shining like a spotlight on the kings of the summer. Dreaming in the back lot, 17 years old, on top of the world. Me and my buddies got the call of the wild. We knew we were the kings of the summer.
Time. Barbershop Podcast. Kings of the Summer. Great tune. It harks back to not only probably your thoughts and memories of that time, but the actual artist you're listening to up there.
Oh yeah, you're saying like Springsteen and even Tom Waits has a few of those songs, like Downtown Train, Jersey Girl. That's to me like the sound of nostalgia and the sound of that point in my life. And
And you're at a good point, because you can look back and still not have two cataracts, so you can see clearly enough and not be distorted by bitterness, which happens to some old men, not me. Anyway, gonna play another live one off of this is something that isn't on the CD, or what is it? Are you going to play?
This is called Off the Wagon, or I Fell Off the Wagon into Your Arms.
Oh, I like the visualization. I love this band. I love Will Gillespie. You're gonna hear him right here, right now. BarbershopPodcast.com.
Well, I've been here for many years, through the blood and shame and tears, and I have felt the same and even worse. Wine and women, song and dancing, and anything I could get my hands on, I knew I was to blame for my own curse. When I fell off of the wagon into your arms, oh, I fell off the wagon, I fell into your arms. I fell off the wagon into your arms. Now you refuse to pick me up again. What is it you're trying to prove? Who is it you want to prove it to? 'Cause I was pleading and begging and didn't have a leg to stand on. And I dove off the wagon into you. Yes, I fell off of the wagon into your arms. Oh, I fell off the wagon into your arms. I fell off the wagon into your arms. Now you refuse to pick me up again.
Bigsby Boys. Wonderful tone, wonderful feel for the music. It is unique. It is original music. And that's a great thing about original music. There is probably only 8 notes and some variants, and people can make those things into any kind of wonderful fantasy they decide to. Doug, you see so much music coming through there all the time at This Ain't Hollywood. And when we speak about it all the time, about what is out there for the common, the average everyday person may not know about it. Like, speak about what you see in a live music venue as far as the transformation, what happens to people when they experience live music.
Well, from the point of view of the music itself, it varies. It's a great place to be because the music varies every night, and commonly everyone wants the same thing. They want to be heard themselves on stage, and they want the people to hear them as well. So it's a common thing, no matter how big they are, no matter how, just starting up. I give them all the same treatment. I make sure that happens, and then the band performs better. The audience, they loves it, So it's a win-win situation all around.
Yeah.
And it's great having, the place to do that.
Yeah.
Here in Hamilton.
Exactly.
Does it all go as eloquently as you just put that?
Pretty much. I pre-think everything and then I just execute.
I had to ask.
Doug, in case you don't know, he's he's the antithesis of your typical bitter, angry sound man. He is very good at what he does, and he always gets a great performance. But there is something that happens when you see a live music show. The music flows right through you, and there's an energy that comes from the stage that you catch, and you return back to the stage. And as great as Barbershop Podcast is, we're just doing the next best thing and bringing it to your living room. But you got to get out. You got to support live music, support the clubs that support live music, buy some original music, throw down $7, $10, $12, $15, $20 for a piece of original music. That is something that someone made in their own kitchen. That is home cooking. And there's a lot of love and passion in there, and you're not going to get it from the industrial dealers machine, as it were. Well, let's talk about that. I don't know, videos. Speaking of which, you get when music became a multi art discipline art form, when the age of video came in, and there has been so much written and spoken about video killing the radio star. But in fact, especially in this digital age, it is absolutely crucial. And you've made some cool videos, and you've obviously seen it as a challenge and an opportunity to get your music to a wider audience by doing videos. Tell us about your attitude or your the way you handle videos.
Well, yeah, because let's say 20, 30 years ago, if I was to put all this work into these videos, it would be like VHSs I'd give to people, so it wouldn't actually reach a broader audience through the video, whereas now, it's accessible to the whole world. But at the same time, I do it because it's like another art form and another expression and another way to, a further vision, like sort of taking the same song into a broader dimension, into a kind of a visual realm, and I do most of these videos with my partner Susan, and it's a good collaboration because she does a lot of the filming, and she did the. Are we doing the claymation now or the live action?
I think we're starting with the live action one. The end is always nigh.
Ooh, yeah, this is the world debut. Hello, everybody. You're the first people, other than Susan, myself, and Kevin, to ever see this. Even the other 2 actors in it, Jean Gordon and Dave Gould, who also produced both my EPs, are in it. And and a couple fountains. And
some neat stuff.
Yeah, it's about celebrating life while you have the chance.
Cool.
The end, don't worry about it. The end is always nigh.
It's always nigh. You enjoy it. Live your life.
And,
live it.
And if it is nigh this time, that's what the bridge is all about. I'm going to hit last call if I've got to go.
Good call. Right here, barbershoppodcast.com.
The end is nigh. Oh, well, the end is always nigh. Oh, it's the countdown to oblivion. Because we've had our fun and now it's done. It's time to say goodnight. I'll catch you next one if that's alright. The end is night. Oh well, the end is always night. Bye. Try not to be too disappointed when we all wake up just fine. It's always 1999 somewhere. The end is night. Oh well, the end is always night. Bye. I'm looking for last call. One more for the road. Yeah, go to hit last call. If I have to go. Because we've had our fun and now it's done. It's time to say goodnight. I'll catch you next one if that's alright. The end is night. Oh well, the end is always night. Bye. The end is night. Oh well, the end is always night. Bye. Doomsday clock, never gonna stop that doomsday clock. Always going tick-tock, doomsday clock, never gonna stop that clock. Doomsday clock, never gonna stop that doomsday clock. Always going tick-tock, doomsday clock, never gonna stop that clock. Because we've had our fun and now it's done. It's time to say goodbye. Or see you around if we don't all die. The end is night. Oh well, the end is always night. Bye. The end is night. Oh well, the end is always night. And I'll catch the next one if that's alright. Alright.
Gotta love creativity expressed right here, Barbershop Podcast. That is Will Gillespie. The end is always nigh. Everything's always nigh if you get down to it, if you're a nihilist, right? Oh, whatever. Okay, I'm going to give a shout out to the great people over at Taxes Done Right, because there's some of you haven't got your taxes done, right? Probably some of you haven't got your taxes done for a number of years. Not a big deal. Give them a call with the link that you have right here at Barbershop Podcast. Late tax returns, they can still be filed. You avoid the costly penalties if you owe money. Receive credits and refunds you deserve. Multiple year returns are no problem. This place thrives on the stress of the musician's life. There's always all these boxes and shoe boxes, and you're a business. You're out grinding, you know. You put those little things away, the government actually, some of them will respect you as a business. Treat yourself as that. You deserve it. If you can't make sense of the government forms and it drives you crazy, Heather over there at Taxes Done Right will take care of you. Tell them that we sent you, and you even get a discount. You gotta love that. All right, Will Gillespie has brought in his Smoking Good band tonight, and I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you for making videos and making music and coming here and joining us this fine Wednesday in July. It's a bit of a heat wave going on here in the Hammer, and We're going to play another live tune. What do you got for us?
This is an older tune of mine called Don't Know Anything.
Hey, anything you want to tell us about it? That could be summed up.
It's well, it's a lot of fun to play. I don't know. It's like
It's a song, and we're going to hear it right here, right now. No, you had your chance. Okay, barbershoppodcast.com.
It's about let them storm right through the walls. Let them come up through the floor. Let them tear apart the room. They cannot get you anymore. And you're sure to be a saint. I'm sure to be at peace. Fools can try to own the world. One day we all will be released. I can howl at the moon. I can travel in my mind. I can see you in the sun. Even when they take my eyes, they can be my living zen. Capture all my friends. I don't even know they will. You don't really know anything, dear.
You know. Will Gillespie's so sublime good. Being from Northern Ontario, being a northern lad, how do those sensibilities serve you now that you've kind of come down into the thick of it here? Not just in Southern Ontario, but in Hamilton of all places.
Well, it was a great place to grow up and to find myself in my voice. I got to know myself, before coming here. Like, let's say, compared to Southern Ontario, especially the bigger cities, people don't get a chance to play long sets, like when they're performing, right? So, like, for one thing, in Sudbury, I had to come up with, like, 4 hours of original music, like, once a month kind of thing, which people don't get those opportunities as much. But Hamilton, though, I find is an exception to the rule. It's like very welcoming, and there are venues, and there is an audience.
Yeah,
and
it could be a bit eclectic,
accessible.
but I like the fact that you seem to have a great, like, a work ethic and a kind of a long view where you can be easily dissuaded in this business because it can be a bit callous, and you seem to have survived it reasonably intact.
Oh yeah, like I'm still finding reasons to keep going and to keep making stuff. Especially, actually, moving to Hamilton, it was well timed in that regard, because it's sort of like making music is fun for me in that way again. That there's, thanks to you and there's people watching and listening. So
yeah, when you came in here the first time with this Chasing Shadows CD, it was a point in my life where every single song on this thing spoke to me. It was, I listened to it over and over.
I was learning how to let go.
Was it Learning How to Let Go? Yeah. Well, Jesus Christ. But it was like I've got like 250 CDs, and I came in there and I just put them on, and someone brings in another one next week and I put them on. But the CD that you brought in last time was great, and there's life lessons scattered throughout that. Do you see each one as an individual kind of textbook that way, or?
Well, often it's like Learning How to Let Go, for instance, was a great example of, like, that was probably one of my most realist albums, in that, like, it was a body of work that came at one time and it had a theme, but it was not consciously I'm going to write a bunch of songs about heartbreak. It's like, no, my heart was broken, my band broke up, and
you had to do it. I
had to learn how to let go, and in real time I wrote the songs, and 6 months of learning and changing, and then these are kind of like the result of that.
Of this. So were some of these songs just not right for Learning How to Let Go, or does this completely started after that project?
This is like after. This is sort of like Chasing
After
Shadows
you've letting go.
was kind of me establishing this is me and who I am, and sort of my Hamilton debut to say, like, this is Will Gillespie, and then Kings of the Summer is just a new body of work, sort of with an idea that, like, it's celebrating. It's like summertime.
Yeah.
But
each one, definitely, it's like you're making a mini movie. Each one has its own patina that's really quite interesting. Are you conscious of that, or that's just a snapshot that you're taking as a songwriter at that time?
Yeah, it's more so just I'm trying as much as I can to not try to consciously create a sound necessarily. Sometimes I'll have an idea, or I meet sometimes a player, like on Kings of the Summer, for instance. There's Steve Deeps DePiante on the piano, and we were rehearsing for a house show, and then he started a song that I normally played with him playing accordion. And then he tried it on the piano. I'm like, yes, okay, that's on the record. That's Make Me Wrong.
You knew it when you heard it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do a great video. So many people love this video, and this is off of Chasing Shadows, which is this CD. Let the Money Keep You Warm. To tell us about the arduous process of what people are about to see.
Well, this video took about a month a minute to film, and this was again done. The animation was done by, again, my partner and best friend and, anyway, colleague in all things, Susan Robinson. And it's neat because, like, I did sketches of all these characters, and then she turned them into, this is what the drawings actually look like, but now they're alive and doing things, and it was very impressive. And this was really, probably artistically speaking, the most realized vision I've ever had was this video, because normally you get an idea like this and it seems too ambitious, but we had the time, we had the materials.
You were each other's muse and up for the challenge.
Yeah, during a heat wave she was doing this, and like all the models were sweating, and you may find some scenes where it looks like they're sweating. How did they do that? Well, it's just do an animation in a heat wave and pull them out of the freezer, and it's crazy.
All right. This is Will Gillespie off of the Chasing Shadows CD. Great video. The track is Let the Money Keep You Warm on barbershoppodcast.com.
Creditors and predators, creditors and predators, creditors and predators, creditors and... We have a special offer now just for select members like you. Just a few easy installments, we can tell you what to do. Working for retirement will keep you out of harm. Luxury, convenience, and the money keep you warm. I used to take advantage, I used to cheat and steal. Well, I could have been a gentleman if only she was real. I love my new employee, I tell you she's a doll. She dresses up like a tailor and she doesn't talk at all. At this ungodly hour, hit the shower, brew a pot. You cannot be late again, or at least not get caught. Shake the dreams out of your head and answer the alarm. Throw away the covers, let the money keep you warm. Touch me, don't look at me. Don't touch me, you can't have me. Don't touch me, don't look at me. Can't you see that I'm busy? But what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You're in the red, you're over your head, you're paying it off even after you're dead. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? I have a proposition that may ease your apprehension. Just you wait, for you I will create a new position for your timely dedication. But discretion is the key, I have an opening for you. If you have an opening for me... So just straighten your skirt and brush off the dirt and get on your feet again. You're only chasing shadows now and hiding from the wind. Never rock the boat until we are out of the storm. Take it like a champ and let the money keep you warm. Yeah, just pucker up and love it, let the money keep you warm.
Let the money keep you warm. Will Gillespie. Check him out on YouTube. Check him out at his webpage, which is linked on Barbershop Podcast. It's a sweltering heat wave in Hamilton. We're giving you live music. We're giving you some crazy great videos and a sample of the new CD, which you can check out live tomorrow night, Thursday, the 14th of July at the St. Hollywood, 345 James North. Definitely a got-to-go-to show. What are you going to do for us now, my friend?
Now I'm gonna do like another song in E that, you know, one of those like, isn't that the sound of a dark highway at night? Yeah, it's a boogie.
It's a boogie?
Yeah, this is called Off the Leash. This is back when I was suddenly found myself off the leash, you know.
All right, good song.
All right.
BarbershopPodcast.com.
so hard, not doing too hard. Hey, there, tall drink of water, bet you'd hit the spot. Oh, song of a dude, yeah, song of a dude. The things that I will do to you. Hey, hey. You will get me in trouble. I won't get out. Can you believe me? Come on, just let yourself.
All killer, no filler. Will Gillespie bringing the talent into Barbershop Podcast. Feel so honored to have you in tonight. I wish you a full throng of adoring fans. Tomorrow night, you need to get yourself some Will Gillespie. Get him live at the St. Hollywood. Get his music through his website or any of the digital downloads that are available. Seek it out. Another great example of it on Barbershop Podcast. Next week, we're going to have Jackie Brown in here. I'm looking forward. She is a wonderful songstress. All kinds of music, all kinds of people. It's fascinating. It's remarkable. It's barbershoppodcast.com. See you next week, everyone.